Hello all, welcome to episode 2 of how to sound, going on tone hunt to get the sound for Prodigy Breathe. Who needs an auto cue? That'd be Dave. Anyway, he's not going to have one because, going to punish him. Anyway, so I didn't think I was going to have to film like this, but it's definitely going to be this way. So I woke up this morning and I've had a really, really crap night's sleep and like really weird dreams and just basically kept awake all night through my brain just being absolutely chaotic. Anyway, I was eating me cornflakes, as you do, and loads of things came to mind about Breathe. Just kind of like I was sat there unconsciously thinking. It was just like going around in my head. And so I was like, It was like something was telling me to go back to it. You need to go back to it now. Come on. We've got ideas. Come on, we need to go back to it. So I came upstairs and I plugged into my little Nuex amp with the Jaguar. And I was just like, this isn't working with the Jag. It isn't working with the Jag. So I picked up this guitar. It's a white. It's not Mr. White. Mr. White's there. This is another parts caster that I put together. And I started playing it and I was like, I need to find the correct tuning. I need to find what it is that's going on. So stuck it up on YouTube and I was just listening to it. And it suddenly occurred to me that it's alternate strings. So it's dang, 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 dang. So it'd be like AD, 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 if you on strings. But then I realised you need... So I tuned the guitar to the track, because like I say, the track isn't in tune at all. And then I realised, hang on a minute, the lowest, the main note of the song, the kind of key, if you will, that the song's in, which is kind of like between E and E flat, you need two unison strings. You need an E flat and an E flat together. You need a unison. Otherwise, it doesn't work, because it's like dang dong dang dong dang dong dang dong. It's the same note, but it's unison strings like this. You know what I mean? And one's muted and one isn't. But then it got me thinking. I was like, well, if you need unison strings for that one, surely you need it for the semitone below that, the D. So you got the E flat and then you've got the D. No, so I was like, well, you need two unison strings for that as well. So I immediately stuck this Strat into that tuning. So like basically the D string was tuned down to E flat. The G string was tuned down to E flat, and then I tuned down the E and the A to D. Now, the problem with that is, obviously, there's no tension. You know what I mean? As soon as you drop that low A, as soon as you drop the A, the D, and the G to that tuning, they're like spaghetti. It's like, it's just like my impression there. It's like they are literally jelly. They're not going anywhere. No, sorry, they're going everywhere but where they should be. I'm not awake today, can you tell? It's one of those days I'm going to fuck a zombie all day. Anyway, so I was immediately like, well, what I need all the same tension strings. So I was like, well, what I need 4 low E strings. Gauge, 46, I would say. I think, I could go heavier, but I was like, what have I got at hand? Like, it's all going to be gauge 10s. So I went downstairs and started rummaging around and I found one. Then I pilfered another 2. So now, people of YouTube, on this guitar, we have 4 low E strings. So all these are low E strings. They're still B and E, they're the same, because technically need them for another part of the song, but I'm not going to talk about that today because it's not relevant to what we're doing. So this is a D, kind of. That's a D, kind of. That's an E flat, kind of. And that's an E flat. So you got these, and then... And you can hear, just by me doing that, you can hear that's the tonality. And I was just like, oh, we made a bit of a breakthrough here. So, and I couldn't do this on the Jag. The Jag was just like, no, you're not doing it. On me, go away, leave me alone. So I put the Jag back to standard tuning, and I say I came to this parts caster, and like I say, it's a very strange tuning this is, but it seems to work. So for the last half an hour, I've just been playing along to the song, trying to get used to the riff, And what I found is it's predominantly down-picked. There is one bit where it's alternate picked, which is the bit where it comes back around after the riff, so it goes like down, 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 that dagger down into the kind of the pickup into the main riff again. That's dagger down like an up and down, but predominantly it's all down picked. I have also got another problem in the fact of that string and that string are muted when you play it. Now that's proving to be a pain in the bum, to say the least. So I'm going to leave it for now, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick a bit of foam under this string and that string at some point, just to deaden them two and make it sound even more correct. But anyway, I was playing around, and then this happened. So yeah, noodling about. Oh, let me turn my wires back on. Just noodling about with the riff. And I was immediately, because remember in part one, I was doing it like this. When I was playing earlier on, I was like, that's the wrong tonality. It's darker than that. It's lower. That's too high. So when I got it into this tuning, all of a sudden, I was like, that's really more in keeping with the tonality of the song. And then I've just been messing around. I've been literally looping this for probably about an hour now, just literally going, trying to get used to when I need to mute the low strings and then the middle strings, because they're not E, A, and D anymore. So I've been trying to get kind of used to that, and also the down picking as well. And the palm muting is kind of, you can hear the palm muting gives it that sound, but it's really hard to do. You know what I mean? It's not quite the right tonality. I just need that string and that string to be dead, and then I just can't quite get it yet. I am going to practice it more before I resort to foam. I want to try and do it without the foam if I can, to mute strings. I just kind of want to be able to do it myself. But also there's a lot of muting going up here as well. So when we finish doing this riff, I need to be able to kill these middle strings. And then when we've done this, when I go back to that bit, I need to be able to kill these low two strings immediately. You know what I mean? So that's something I've been working on. But then I was just like, I don't know what made me do it, but I was like, I'm picking in the wrong place. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, you're picking in the wrong place. You know, you're not supposed to be picking here. It's back here. And I did this and I went, oh God. And I was immediately like, that's so close. Even through little Mr. Nuex here, that is really close. And again, that's no effects. That is no effects. And I've got tons of reverb on it as well. And I was just like, that's almost a sound. It's played really far. The further I got back towards the saddle, the closer it seemed to get. You know what I mean? Needs to be about here. It's kind of like the midpoint between the bridge pickup and the saddle. And I was just like, that's a bit of a breakthrough. And it just made me very, very happy, because I'm like, now with certain things that you have suggested as well, people with YouTube, like, you know, the whole idea of kind of like cocked wire and certain things like that, we're getting in the ballpark, and we're only in episode 2, but it's sounding very, very close. And again, it is a weird thing. It is a bizarre tuning, D, D, E flat, and then I've got B and high E. And actually, I could do this. I can have I can have another unison thingy, because in the verse it goes. So there we go. We finished the tuning. This is the Breathe tuning, people of the tube. We've nailed it. So D, D, E flat, B, B. There you go. That is the Breathe tuning. Because there's like a unison bending thing going on where in the verse where it's pressure, come play my game, I'll test ya. I'm so scary. Then it says the psychosomatic attic insane bit. You know, that'll but I think that'll work for that really nicely. But yeah, this though, I'm so happy with the idea of this. The only thing I need to keep reminding myself of, it's all down picked. I keep alternate picking because it's kind of what I'm used to, but I need to remind myself there's only one alternate picking bit, which is that bit. Other than that, it's more aggressive. Alternate picking just sounds too tame. It's not the right tonality for the song. It's a lot heavier. Bit as well with a and that is strummed a lot more towards the neck, but the main riff is back here. Stop alternate picking, Dave. Yeah, we're getting there, people of the tube. We really are. So, yeah, I still need to practice playing the riff right. I want to be able to play the riff better than I can before I move on whacking effects on it now, because now I've got the tuning. I really want to be able to get it nailed down of how I'm playing the riff, and I want to be able to play the riff correctly. But like I say, that is an absolute breakthrough this morning of kind of like having technically the 3 sets of unison strings in the tuning now. Like I say, so we've got E flat, D, D, B, and B. Kind of. The track itself is slightly flat. It's not quite in tune. And I think that adds a lot to its charm, to be perfectly honest with you. But like I say, it's a very strange tuning, but it works. And this is how I feel. If you're going to play it properly, this is kind of how it needs to be, I think. Because otherwise, you can't get the tonality right. It doesn't sound right. That sounds way more correct than kind of using another guitar and just like barring 2 things and kind of doing these weird stretches. it doesn't seem right. And somebody mentioned that it's a sample of James Bond theme, and it very possibly could be. If you go back and listen to those early James Bond themes, it's got that kind of twangy guitar, and it does make me wonder. Sorry, I'm distracted. It does make me wonder what kind of guitar it was, but also, if it was a James Bond theme, they wouldn't be playing it down here. They'd be playing it up here. You know. You know what I mean? You can hear that tonality in there, and if you play it further back, it sounds even more James Bondy. You know what I mean? It's that thing, and the same thing with Breathe. You know, that is how you play the riff. Like if I play along to it really quickly. That's how you're playing it. The tonality matches so well with the track. So we've got it. This is a major breakthrough in getting this tone, because I always feel you can't get the tone if you haven't got like certain things right. Like, you know, string gauges are always important because of tonality, and how, you know, pickups are important. You know, the sound, where you're picking is really important. Because I don't know what made me pick back here, but I thought back in the day, if you watch like footage of like players back in the day in like the 50s and 60s, which is definitely where this guitar tone comes from, they played back here. They didn't play very far forward. You know, you watch footage of like people like Jimmy Page and people like that when they're in their session playing days, they all played back here, hence why it's so twangy. You know, problem with that, like I say, the problem with that is there's no way I can mute that string if I'm playing back here, because my hands has to be back here. So that's where I'm going to put that. I say I'm going to have to maybe resort to doing the foam thing. I don't know, but massive breakthrough either way on the tuning. We have the tuning. We have how to play it correct now, and we're away. So now I just need to practice the riff over and over and over and over again until it's literally second nature. I'm going to try the foam thing at some point off camera. Next time you see this guitar, you might see 2 bits of foam stuck under these 2 strings. Maybe. I might have got it. I doubt it highly, but you never know. But I'm just not comfortable enough with the riff to be able to kind of like go messing around with effects at this point in time. I might be in a couple of days, but at this point in time, I'm not, like I say. So there we go, people of YouTube. So at this point in time, this is where we are with Breathe. So just to recap, we've got how to play it, we've got the tuning. The fact that it's like 4 low E strings is absolutely bizarre, but I love it. And the fact that the tuning is E flat, D, D, B, B. I mean, if that's not super cool, I don't know what is. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this part 2. It's only short. Like, I didn't, you know, it was just kind of like, I think this is what these videos are going to be like from this point on. I don't think they're going to be ridiculously long. They're just going to be like little breakthroughs here and there. You never know. The next video, we might even get the riff. Might even get the tone. I don't know why I turned that off. I'm going to keep playing. But I doubt it. There's still quite a few things in the sound that I'm not quite happy with. But I think we've got the foundation now. I really do. We can build on this and we can really kind of go for it now. But I really think that's the foundation of this. Anyway, let me know what you thought, people of YouTube, in the comment section below. Any other advice, let me know in the comment section as well. Oh yeah, and also another thing, I had to add another string tree. I don't know if you can see that. I had to add another string tree because I haven't recut the nut because I don't want to. And basically, because they're all low E's, where the G string was and the D string was, they kept popping out the nut because the grooves were too shallow. So I put in another string tree to pin the strings down, and that's done the trick. But it's definitely single coils. I love the fact it even does through the little new X. You know, it sounds pretty close with no effects. You know, that's just my dirty clean tone I've got on the new X. I love it. But I said the only problem I have, like I say, is when I hit that E flat and that D, they're ringing out, and it hasn't quite got the tonality of the kind of thing of playing. But like I say, because you've got to play so far back, trying to palm mute that is really it's impossible. So. But maybe, I don't know. I'm going to mess around and part 3 we'll see if I got any further. If not, then we'll shove foam in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this vid, and I'll see you again very soon for another one. If you like the channel, like what I do here, please consider becoming a Patreon. It really helps the channel. It keeps it going, keeps it alive. And I'm probably not on camera, but that's fine. The guitar looks way better than I do anyway. But yeah, thank you very much indeed for watching. I'll see you again. Have a good one. Goodbye now. Cheers.